Brad, can you just talk about what Rajan did down this in the last minute or so, including out jumping Haslam for that jump ball?
Yeah, that was great. He got to the ball very quickly on that, and fortunately we got it. He did a great job. He made two huge floaters. Those are two tough shots. We talked earlier in the week about he's got such a diverse game that the more floaters that he can shoot and hit, the better. He just shot them in. He made two huge shots. Guys made shots. I mean, we were 9 for 27 at the end of the first quarter, and we were down 12, and then we hit 60% of our shots the rest of the way, and that's why we won the game.
Greg, can you talk about Brandon Bass in the second half, not just scoring, but on, I think, the second to last play when he got caught on the switch with Wade and forced him to pass out?
He was unbelievable on Bosch and Wade at the end. The bigs were very alert to Allen coming off screens as well. Our guards got lost a few times on Allen, and the bigs covered up for them. I thought they did a good job. I mean, you have to. I thought Ray had a couple of looks that he might knock down, but sometimes that's going to happen over the course of a 48-minute game. But Bass did I thought this was Bass's best game in a while. And the shots have nothing to do with it. I just thought he was really engaged late defensively.
Right, we haven't had a chance to see Rondo and Avery play a whole lot together this season, but just talk a little about how they played off of one another tonight.
Well, I think that's the key question is how they played off one another tonight, because we don't have a whole lot of sample size to work with. But I thought they did a pretty good job. Avery can handle the ball in certain situations, and we can play Rondo off and then let him play off reversal to pick and roll, which is actually advantageous. And then also, Rondo can find him for open shots. And offensively, they seem to be a good match. As I just said on the TV interview, time will tell, right? But it seems to be a nice fit offensively, and then defensively, they were both very active today. And we need them to both be. I mean, the problem with Avery is he can chase a two and shut him down, or he can pressure the one and make it difficult to get into your offense. You need him. Sometimes you want to put him on multiple guys, but it's nice to have other guys out there like Bayless and Rondo that can really defend as well. When everybody's engaged and locked in.
With Avery Bradley, setting a career high in threes today. Can you just speak on Coach Adams and just how he's developed Avery's shot and Rondo's shot, and just how he's worked with them?
Well, I think as has been the case when I was at Butler, and as is the case here, the people around here will make everything happen. And Ron's as good as there is. Everybody in the league would attest to that. When I hired Ron, or when people found out that I was hiring Ron, I got a number of text messages and calls that says, darn it, I wanted to hire him. And so I think that just speaks to how good he is. And I think our whole staff's good. I can't say enough great things about our staff, because it's not easy to be whatever we are record-wise. And the staff and the players' attitudes have been very good and very much on the same page with regard to getting better every day. And I think I would venture to say that's unique.
Brad, Brandon Bass was kind of an unsung hero, and I think there was a play tonight in the game, late fourth quarter, where he could have taken, Wade off the dribble, but he held it up and he gave it back to Rondo. He never seems to kind of go outside of his box. And how important is that to have a guy who knows exactly what to do?
Well, he was a little bit down on his play recently, yesterday, and he actually texted me about it a little bit. And I think the biggest thing when you've got a guy that's a pro is he has certain things that make him a very good player. And defensive versatility, mid-range jump shooting, effort and athleticism on both ends, kind of off the boards and those types of things. And sometimes when you get outside that box, you can do other things, but you don't maximize those things. And I thought he really did those three things exceptionally well today. He made tough jumpers, he defended great, and his effort was high level. And it was one of the reasons why at the end of the game we were pretty active defensively at the end of that game.
Coach, you guys were down by 14 to the two-time defending champions, but you guys just still wouldn't lay down. What is it about this team that just will never go away and always give that full effort?
Yeah, you know, one thing that's probably a bad sign is we've been down some this year. And I guess the good sign is we've shown we can come back, and it's happened now. I think 4 straight games. I don't know what the most we were down in the Phoenix game, but we were down 13 at New Orleans. We were down 10 late at Dallas, 15 at one time in Dallas, and 14 today. So the league doesn't really, phase you as much as, you just need to tighten everything up. And guys are playing fairly hard through all that. We beat the 2-time defending champions. They were missing a fairly good player, just to qualify that. But anyways, yeah. I mean, I thought we played hard. We'll play till the horn sounds. I don't have much question about that.
Coach, did Rondo want to take Wade early in the fourth quarter? Is that something you guys talked to him when he got his fit? Took him out, put him right back in. What was your thinking about this?
Well, my thinking was I'm going to take him out, see if we can score and get the lead, and see if I was going to keep him out until the 2:59 and under timeout, or just call one. And we scored, they scored. We had a crazy possession where we got the ball back off the foul, and it was like, I'm not going to wait. So I think the other part is I'm just trying to get him any small breather he can get. I know that's not ideal when we're doing it with 4:15 left in the half in the game, but with 5 fouls, Bayless is a very, very good point guard and he can get us into offense. Got us a good shot the time before, and so we kind of made hay while he was out.
Brad, how important is that runner to Rajon's game?
Huge. It's huge because he can get inside the defense. I think that you talk about one of the things that is very underrated about some of the better guards in the league is their ability to shoot floaters and get floaters off. And it's a big part of it. He's good at it, and I think he will continue to work and get better at it. But when you got a guy that can get there, sometimes a floater's as good as a pass because put it up on the rim if you make somebody jump. It's a good thing.
You said the other night that Rajon is clearly not 100%. You know that, he knows that, but beating someone out in a jump ball like he did tonight, what does that tell you about where he is physically?
Somewhere in the 90s maybe, I don't know. I still don't think he is. I think he would agree with that, but I think he's, he played with a lot of juice today. There's no question about that. And in fairness, he hasn't played, our other guys played Monday night, and then, we all flew back yesterday from Dallas, but it's, so he had an extra day of rest, and he should have had the most juice of anybody.
Brad, the Heat kept trapping on Rondo and kind of the side pick and rolls, and Rondo would be able to thread it through the 2 defenders. Was that part of an attempt to try to kind of get an advantage inside the
Heat trap a lot. That's kind of what they do. Not every time, not everybody. They will mix it up, but they are a blitz. We refer to as a blitz and or show team. Which is a little unique to play against. But we played against 2 teams in a row that play like that, so that was probably helpful to play against Dallas in that regard on Monday. But it's hard because they're exceptionally long. But they took their kind of their free safety and their linebacker with the great eyes that can shoot the gaps out of the game tonight with LeBron. You see LeBron on tape, and it's hard to predict where LeBron's going to be because he's reading the play. And so when they trap, he's all over it. He reads what's going on as well as anybody in the league defensively.
Especially on another league tonight, do you see the kind of cohesiveness with Rondo and the rest of the guys on the floor that you're able to kind of execute specific offensive components?
Yeah, it helps when you make shots. But I'm probably more encouraged that I think we held the 38 in the second half. Defensively, we played better in transition defensively, and we played more together defensively. And then offensively, kind of, again, making shots kind of masks any issues that they have. We are due some shots to go down, though.
Brad, when you spend a lot of time game planning for LeBron, you find out 45 minutes before the game that he's not playing. How do you treat that last 45 minutes? Do you change anything?
Listen, if it's a choice of playing against LeBron or not, then I'll play him for him till whenever. And if it happens right before the game, then obviously you want him to play. I hope he's healthy. I hope it's a short-term thing. I admire his game, but I think that you just move on to what's next. I mean, I think we walked through this morning pretty diligently. The guys were pretty focused. We had a plan for defending him, but it was not going to change with Beasley in the game. Now, it did change when you had 3 guards in the game, but that's every game, because you're going to have, LeBron's not going to play all 48, so you're going to have to adjust on the fly when the second unit's in. You have already planned for that.
Thank you, Coach.